Let's break down one of the biggest reveals in JJK's history from chapter 257 last night, but spoiler warning. So let's talk about twins. And in case you didn't see the corrections last night, Yuji and Sukuna actually aren't twins. It's Yuji's father, Jin, that is Sukuna's twin, or rather the reincarnation of Sukuna's twin. So, I was a little bummed to find that out because, as I'm sure you all know, I was a big proponent of the Yuji Sukuna twin theory. And this is probably going to sound like cope. I was obviously disappointed, but it doesn't change much because really the main tenets of that twin theory still hold true even if it is Jin instead of Yuji, because most of the twin theory serves to explain things about Sukuna, which remains true regardless of who his twin was, as long as he was a twin, right? We'll talk more about that in a minute. And it did explain some stuff about Yuji as well, for sure, but that stuff could still be explained considering he's the son of Sukuna's twin. It's not as neat, but still, it could be there, right? Plus, we don't know what Kinjaku did beyond, just getting down and doing the work. There may have been other things going on. There's still stuff we need to learn about this situation. And plus, the grandpa is an interesting element to this as well, because I feel like the grandpa and Yuji look so much more like Sukuna than Jin does. And, maybe they were fraternal twins, not identical twins, but I just feel like there's something interesting still to uncover about this entire thing, especially considering Yuji's grandpa wanted to tell Yuji something about his parents before he passed. Did the grandpa know that his son was the reincarnation of Sukuna's twin? Like, what did he know? What did he want to tell Yuji? Anyway, probably a video for another time when we have more information. Let's talk more about what Sukuna being a twin actually means. So with Sukuna being a twin, let's talk about the parts of my theory that are basically confirmed. And as far as twins go, everything we know comes from Maki and Mai, at least for the most part. And their story is a lot of people's favorites, right? Everyone loves Maki. The perfect preparation arc was crazy. But now in hindsight, we know that that served a greater purpose than just being a cool facet of this story. It was setting the stage for this Sukuna twin reveal, which this is one of the things I pointed to back when I was theorizing that Sukuna might be a twin. So what we learned from Maki and Mai that we can apply here is that Sukuna and his twin were viewed as one person by the universe, just the way Maki and Mai were. That's not true of all twins, though, at least not to our knowledge, but it's at least specifically true about these types of twins, twins that are sharing a placenta. This is a rare type of twin. And we know that Sukuna and his twin would have also been like this because Sukuna consumed his twin in the womb. They would have had to have been sharing a placenta for that to be possible, right? Now, we don't know at what stage that happened, and that's really not important. But this type of twin is also the type of twin that can become a conjoined twin. This is another big reason I had this theory, because it would explain why Sukuna looks the way he does. 4 eyes, 4 arms, and 2 mouths. Perhaps he was a conjoined twin. And just like with Maki and Mai, where when Mai passed away, Maki got an insane power boost and literally a new body, like a fully awakening of her heavenly restricted body. Maybe too, did Sukuna get an insane power boost and a new body. So, maybe he literally came out the womb looking like this. And it's because his twin passed away. This would explain not only why Sukuna looks the way he does, but why he is him, why he has dominated across every era that he's existed in. It's not just because he's a genius, it's because he has this power boost akin to a heavenly restriction. Now, I'm not saying he's literally heavenly restricted, but it's just the best way to put it, The same way Maki went from, decent but nothing special to insane, Sukuna was born insane due to his unique circumstances of being a twin. And this is especially interesting because it answers a big question that a lot of people have had ever since we were introduced to this special Mai and Maki relationship. What if Maki had been the one to pass away and Mai, with her curse technique, was the one to get this universal buff, let's call it? Well, Sukuna answers that for us because he is akin to the Mai of the relationship since he has a curse technique. These reveals also shed a lot of light on this panel finally from Kinjaku, where he says, as long as Yuji and Sukuna are alive, the chain of curses will never end. You know, the king of curses and basically his direct descendant, sort of. And he also goes on to say that Yuji is the eye of the storm of the new age, which again, he's like the modern day Sukuna in a lot of ways, if you want to look at it like that. Especially, he now has his curse technique, which is slightly different because of the new era. There's so many interesting implications here. Why did Kinjaku do this? Like, what was his true plan? That we still don't know. Now, I also want to give a shout out to Diallo and Justin, who sent in some sponsored questions for me to talk about the theory that Yuji is the reincarnation of Sukuna. Obviously, this latest chapter throws a wrench into that. But what I'll say is, I think the merits behind this theory and the idea largely holds true. It's just the details are slightly shifted, similar with my twin theory, right? Because we do have a reincarnated soul at play here. It's just Sukuna's twin. And I think we still just need to find out more, because this whole reincarnated soul thing is basically a new concept for the most part. So we don't really know why that happened or what it means, other than the fact that since Sukuna consumed his twin in the womb, maybe there was like this destiny thing that that twin needed to like fulfill itself by reincarnating in future generations. I don't know. There's still questions there that we need answers to. But, you know, clearly there was a right track being followed here. Although, Diallo, I do say that this is a big misconception. Sukuna actually wasn't a cursed spirit. He was a human. And also shout out to Kashimo for the 5 to explain how I'm time traveling to get these theories. I appreciate you, man. I can't take the full W on the twin theory, but we'll take the partial W. And if the Gojo one ends up being true too, then maybe I'll share the schematics for the time machine. And while we're on the subject, we also have this question from Colby that asks, with the new revelation that Sukuna and Yuji are related, does this mean that Sukuna is also related to the Curse Womb death paintings? And I would say not really, and probably not, unless there's like even more to find out that Kinjaku was just going crazy. But as it stands right now, I don't really think Sukuna has a strong connection to the other cursed wombs, because Yuji's connection to the cursed wombs isn't even that thick. You know, it's just via Kinjaku, but Kinjaku is in 2 separate bodies for each of them. So they technically share a parent in Kinjaku, but you know, for Choso in the Curse Wombs, he was in Noritoshi Kamo. With Yuji, he was in Kaori. So there's like not literally blood connected, but kind of. So with Sukuna, the connection is even more removed, right? So I wouldn't consider them related. And then for your second question, you say, remember Gojo was cooking on Sukuna for a while too before he got off screen. Do you think Yuji will continue smoking that Sukuna pack, or is another ass pull imminent? So I wouldn't call it an ass pull, but I would say there's definitely another shoe to drop. I don't think we've reached our happy ending. I don't think Sukuna is just gonna, you know, keel over after this onslaught from Yuji. He's gonna have his rebuttal. So whether that comes in the form of him like going berserk and standing toe to toe with Yuji, which seems less likely since his output should be falling with each of these Yuji punches, but he's Sukuna, so who knows? So whether it's something like that, or he just decides to activate the merger to like make shit hit the fan, cause complete chaos, maybe buy himself some time. You know, we don't really know what this merger is even going to look like or what's going to happen, but there's definitely more bad to come before our happily ever after, I think. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one, y'all. Please hit me in the comments with all your theories on this reincarnated twin stuff, what you think is going to happen with all of this, what was Kinjaku's true goal with doing all of this. I want to hear all of it. And as always, thank you for watching.